This is Della, and $1.87 is all she has. She had to put it aside, 1 cent and then another, and her careful of buying meat and other food. And after saving day after day, she only had $1.87 to buy her husband a gift. And the next day is Christmas. She was so sad that she didn't have enough money, that she had nothing to do but fall on the bed and cry. In their house, there was a name beside the door. Written there says Mr. James Dillingham Young. But when the name was put in there, he was earning $30 a week. But now that he's only being paid $20 a week, the name looks too long and important. It should have been perhaps Mr. James D. Young. When Mr. James Dillingham Young entered the furnished rooms, his name became very short indeed. His wife calls him Jim, and you already met his wife, which is Della. The James Dillingham Youngs were very proud of two things which they owned. One thing was Jim's gold watch, which was owned by his father, and long ago owned by his father's father. And the other thing they were proud of was Della's long hair. Only $1.87 to buy a gift for Jim. Her Jim. She had so many hours of planning something nice for him. Something nearly good enough. Something almost worth the honor of belonging to Jim. She went outside the house, roaming around, and later she sees a sign. In the sign, it says Mr. Sofroni hair articles of all kinds. She ran to the second floor and stopped to catch her breath. She reaches the second floor and sees Mrs. Sofroni and asks, "Will you buy my hair?" $20! Give it to me, quick! The next 2 hours seemed to fly. She was going from one shop to another to find a gift for Jim. Then she found it at last. The perfect gift for Jim. There was none like it in the other shops. It was a gold watch chain, very simply made. Its value was in its rich and pure material. She bought it for $21 and hurried home with the chain and 87 cents. Della was thinking with that chain on Jim's watch, he could look at his watch and learn the time anywhere and any time. When Della arrived home, her mind quieted a little. She began to think more reasonably. She started to cry and covered the sad remarks of her face. Within 40 minutes, her head looked a little better. At 7, Jim's dinner is ready for him. Jim was never late. Della held the watch chain in her hand and sat near the door where he always entered. A little later, she heard his step in the hall and prayed. The door opened and Jim stepped in. He looked very thin and he was not smiling. His eyes looked strangely at Della, and Della was very nervous. Della went to him and said, "Jim, dear, don't look at me like that. I had to cut my hair and sold it to buy a gift for you. You know that I couldn't live through Christmas without giving you a gift. My hair will grow again. You won't care, will you?"
You cut off your hair?
Cut it off and sold it.
So, your hair is gone?
It's sold and gone. Be good to me because I sold it for you. Please, Jim, it's the night before Christmas. Shall we eat dinner? Jim puts his arms around Della. From inside the coat, Jim took something tied in paper. He gives it to Della and says,
I want you to understand me. Nothing like a haircut will make me love you any less. But if you will open that, you may know what I feel when I came in.
Della takes the gift and opens it, and tears came out of her eyes. Tears of joy, that is. Inside the gift lay the comb that Della had seen in a shop window and loved for a long time. She had known that they had cost too much for her to buy them, and now the comb is hers. But her hair is gone. Or short, but you know what I mean. My hair grows so fast, Jim. Don't worry, I'll be able to still use this when my hair grows back. Oh wait! Della gives her gift for Jim. The gold shined beautifully. Isn't it perfect, Jim? I hunted all town to look for it. You can look at your watch 100 times now. Give me your watch. I want to see how they look together. Jim sat down and smiled.
Della, let's put our Christmas gifts away for a while. They're too nice for us now. I sold the watch to get the money to buy the comb, and now I think we should have our dinner.